Hello, I'm Jose Candelario, and today we're going to be covering a number of topics as we normally do each and every time we get together. I hope you enjoyed the last show, and here goes with episode number 2. Today we're going to be discussing a various amount of topics. Hopefully we can get them all of them today. We're going to start off with talking about Donald Trump and his latest commentaries about minorities and his view and stance on immigration, and is he a viable candidate on the Republican Party? Also, we'll be talking a little bit about Bill Cosby and his situation that he's currently in the media for, and more specifically the African-American response, which has been mixed depending on who it is. Also, we'll talk a little bit about Ms. Bland, Sandra Bland, am I saying it right?
No, her
Sandra
name,
Bland, who for some reason mysteriously died while under custody of the Texas police. And then we're going to dive into some local issues, specifically the legs that are found in the New Haven area by the train station. And recently, Mayor Harp is now pushing for people to use public transportation to conduct their business at New Haven. So, my panels today would like to re-invite Miss Marita B. Okay, right? Close?
Yes, Marita B. That's
all right.
fine.
Pal, show host, author, high fiver. Awesome all around person.
High fiver.
Yes. Stephen
Yes, sir.
is new to the show. He's replacing one of our MIA people who's in Puerto Rico, posting pics on Facebook every 2 seconds.
That I
We're
am.
not going to say who it is.
I
But
was
Stephen
behind
Palmer.
the scenes last time.
Stephen Palmer is a businessman, party goer. Nah, he's a very... I would consider him a socialite in the New Haven area, and also a fist pounder. I think he fist pounds more than anything else.
We bump.
Yes, fist bump. There you go. Fist pounding is something else. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
So, to my left is Bonnie Candelario, entrepreneur and a local resident here in New Haven. All of us are from New Haven, right? New Haven now, East Haven, New Haven. And I'm Jose Candelario, and I'm just a numbnuts here on television in New Haven having a good time with people. So let's get into it, right?
Yes.
First off, in the news this week was Donald Trump. Donald Trump was making some comments, one calling Mexicans rapists and all this type of stuff. Then he followed that up by not backing down. Then he went after John McCain a couple of weeks later, as if it wasn't enough, saying that he wasn't considered a hero because he did not technically survive it without being caught as a victim. And so
he was a prisoner of
war. So he was a prisoner of war, which is what he doesn't consider a hero. Then he does not back this down. So a plethora of questions. Is this helping the Republican Party?
Heck no.
Well, this is the interesting thing. He's going up in the polls, which that's what
Let's put it this
I think it's entertainment.
He is providing entertainment. He is, to be specifically, he was 24% in the most recent poll. Now, this poll was conducted without these comments in it, the POW comments. So this is with just the Mexican. So he did rise talking about bad Mexicans.
Unfortunately.
Right. So I would agree and just say that there is no negative marketing. There's no publicity that's negative. There's no such thing as negative publicity. And he's proving that.
Yeah.
See, his thing is, since the Charleston shooting, so many of the Republicans have kind of lessened their stance and they've gone left. So his genius is he's going all the way right. So the Republicans, the hard Republicans, are responding to that. That's why his numbers are going up, because he's saying the things that they want to say.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying that he has resonated with a very cult part of the Republican Party, similar to the Tea Party and Sarah Palin did a couple of years ago. Marita.
No, I kind of agree with Stephen. And it's really, really sad, though, unfortunately, that this is the person that they want to represent them, though, to run this country. Like, Donald Trump, like, seriously, and some of the things that he's saying, I mean, I just think it's harsh, and I can't possibly see someone like this running the world. And I think that if he actually does make it, the Republicans are soon going to see that they made a mistake as well. That's just how I feel. But.
Well, he has no support from the Republican Party as of right now.
Officially.
I mean, not officially. Everyone has backed off, from Jeb to Scott
but
Walker.
He's been going after
anyone,
Jeb.
Anyone that is who of notoriety within that. Even I think their newest guy, Kessiker, who I think is a viable candidate for the Republican Party versus Donald Trump, Now, is he right with immigration? Now, immigration has also been in news because of the shooting in I think it was in San Francisco with the individual. We're here in New Haven. I mean, we are an immigrant town. Do you think Yeah, we can say we're a safe haven for immigration because we
We're an
give them
immigrant
IDs.
country, though.
Huh?
That's what we were built on. We're a country of immigrants.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I agree.
Can I say
Go
one
ahead.
thing? One benefit of Donald Trump is the way that the Latino community has come together. And it's similar to when Barack Obama went and there was Si Se Puede, and Yes We Can, and that brought together a lot of the minority groups to go behind him and get active in the political scene. And I just see, because of Donald Trump, a lot more Latinos are going to get active in this next election. So there is a benefit to his mouth.
Well, he does have the Latino community, especially El Chapo, who I heard was in a Twitter battle with Trump for some reason. It's really turning into an all-out circus when it comes to Donald Trump. And I think it is bringing one thing to light is it is putting a spotlight on the Republican Party, who otherwise would not even be mentioned this far away from from any real argument or any real debate that's going to be taking place for the leadership of this country. So kudos to him for at least bringing attention to these other guys who also would not even be in the news. McCain,
Some good comes out of everything.
Some good comes out of everything.
Everything.
Exactly.
That's
There's
right.
no such thing as bad publicity. So moving on, Bill Cosby now.
Speaking of bad publicity.
Now,
Tear.
the reaction
Tear.
to him has been different from different people.
Tear.
And so it depends on, I guess, your perspective of where you're from in society, and we can go back to and include some of this political correctness that has been discussed on and off. But we will just say this. Bill Cosby has been in the news recently for, of course, early in his career providing quaaludes to young females who he eventually had sex with during a time and era where this was very, very common. Now it has come to light after all these years, and because of I guess now, full disclosure with his family, that it now comes to light publicly because a lot of these things were done in secret because of his family life and to protect his image at the time. But now, people are now forgiving him. Some people are forgiving him. People that don't forgive him, such as Jill Scott, who turned on him, now says is not in support of him, versus JJ from Good Times, Jimmy Walker? Jimmy Walker, who recently said that, came across and said, at this time, this day and age, everyone knew what was going on.
Yeah,
this
he said it's nothing new.
This is nothing new for the people in those circles. So, is the African American community reaction the same as America? Or is it different, and why?
It feels like betrayal because you grew up with this person, you idolized this person. They were representing these family values. I grew up on the Huxtables. You all grew up on the Huxtables and the Cosby Show. And there was an image, finally, a positive black image of a close, well-to-do, middle-class family. And it feels like a form of betrayal. Plus, on the other side, it's a violence against women. So I can understand Jill Scott's position.
Okay, very good. Yeah, Jill Scott, who is very pro-female, we'll say she's a feminist because.
Well, we're
she's
all
not.
feminists.
We're all
in a way.
feminists to a certain extent.
Men
but-
should be feminists too.
Yeah,
We'll help them out a little bit.
But I mean, speaking of image,
Okay, side comment.
speaking of image, I mean, he's an actor, so he's supposed to portray. I mean, he had a brand.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't get mad at his real life, what he does, but, like you said, it is a crime against women. Some of them in that day and age could be, sidestepping the truth a little bit, but my thing is, from the reaction from the community, Bill Cosby has said a lot of harsh things about the black community.
That's true. That's
You know,
true.
and it wasn't from a place of motivation. It was more like talking down to them. So you have to expect the reaction that people are going to give because you've talked down so many years. And then you yourself, all this time, have been doing dirt yourself. So you got to expect that reaction.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I see
so
your
more and more is a blowback because you're throwing stones from a glass house.
exactly.
Okay, and I can see that. So that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, good
Marita.
point.
Definitely one of the problems is people do put way too much faith in celebrities such as actors, musicians, athletes. And we just do have to realize they are doing their job. It is us, the people, who put them on such high pedestals, and we need to stop doing that because they are regular, everyday people. That's just like one of us. If we're doing our own thing now, then all of a sudden we blow up, and then people are looking at us to be these perfect beings that we just can't not be. And so we are setting ourselves up for failure and disappointment as we continue to do this. He is a man just like everybody else. That's like people that put pastors and things on such high pedestals, and then we look for them to be so perfect. But when they find out that they might be sleeping with a woman in the church or doing some other things, that they shouldn't be doing, like everybody is so distraught. And of course, it's definitely, it's very painful and hurtful to see that, because we were looking at the Huxtables to be such positive role models. But again, he was paid to do that. That was his job.
That was a character.
It was a character
that we all, attached to, but it is a character.
But there's a responsibility
but there's a responsibility. I will go back to Charles Barkley. I think Charles Barkley at the time got a lot of heat for saying what he said, but he says, do not look at us as role models. And he talked about this specifically with athletes, but with actors it's the same thing. You can't look at these people and the characters they play as role models for your children, for yourselves. I mean, you have to be the role model for your group or the unit that you're involved with. And don't rely on these fictional characters.
Look in your community.
Yes.
But it's great when they actually do portray that in real life as well. It's just a positive.
But I think with millennials, that is what this next generation is about. They really identify with people who are real in front and behind the camera, which leads to like Trump's popularity with a lot of the group, because he's real in front of the camera and they know what they're getting up front. They know the devil they're getting up front.
That's
and
true.
at the end of the day, we're all human. So regardless of how people put you on a pedestal, at the end of the day, there's still, everyone has skeletons in their closet. No one is perfect. There's always going to be something that someone has done that they may not be proud of. His is on a larger scale, but the Huxtables, in that fashion, being on TV, they're still perfect. That is still the perfect family. But the real life people may not be.
They're characters. That's it. They're characters. I will say this: they removed the Cosby statue from everywhere in the world. I mean, right now, I don't even think you can find Google images of Bill Cosby. That's no, I'm just kidding about it. It's not that far. But you know where you will find
images.
You know where you will find Cosby?
Where?
Hulu. You can still see the Cosby Show on Hulu.
I actually still like the Cosby Show. Like, I do.
To this day, I watch it. You know what? Let me tell you, if I need
show.
Parental advice, I will play an episode of the Cosby Show just to see what I can do with Luna.
Seriously.
Maybe yes, I agree that character is something that really resonates with our society and our culture, and it's an image that we needed of ourselves to push forward. And it's unfortunately when the people that we look to in real life are who they are, and they're just people. And maybe some of this pushback from Cosby is just more disappointment more than anything else. And also more of retribution for not being, upfront forward, with your views and stuff, and then being honest with who you are with everyone. So now I can see the blowback from that. We're going to move on. And also in the news that we've had in the past month, a young lady was arrested in Texas, and she was placed in jail, and she then died under custody. This is not the first time Texas has been in the news. We talked about it before for other situations. Now with this one, now the question is, real quick, was she killed or was she not?
She was killed. No question.
There's no quick answer to this.
No.
I gave a quick. I know there's more to say
yes.
about it.
Yes?
I believe that.
I said she was killed.
Okay. Okay, so then now you know that the video that they had a lot of video. Some of that video that they released was edited. There were jump cuts in it from the arrest. There's also video. So the thing is now, even if now, this is another layer to the question. Even if even if they did not physically do anything to her, are they still responsible for causing her death? Because now we are under I'm going to give you the parameters. You're pulled over for a traffic violation. That is,
well, you got to say, is it a traffic violation? She was just changing lanes.
Well, improper change is it's a lane violation. It is technically is. So, her incarceration lead to her suicide. Would they then still be responsible for her murder?
If it was found to be a true suicide and that there was no evidence of her head being slammed into the ground, as there is currently, then possibly. But
Let's think of it this way. If you go to a nightclub and someone gets shot in that nightclub, all of the responsibility goes back to the owner of the nightclub.
Yeah.
And that's not even a controlled environment. So of course they should be held responsible.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely, 100%. They are held responsible.
Okay, all right, cool. So now does this still goes back to this thing of the police state versus the people? I mean, are we moving on as society? I mean, are the cameras really helping, or are they hurting? The cameras, are they helping or are they hurting?
they're helping because they're bringing to light things that have been happening for too long. And without the cameras, we wouldn't be able to get any type of justice. It would just go back into the background and no one would hear about it. So thanks to social media and thanks to the cameras and thanks for people speaking up. And Sandra Bland is her name. And there's a hashtag campaign going on, hashtag say her name, because as we say her name, we remember that she's a real person. Yeah, it's helping.
Gil Scott-Heron said, the revolution will not be televised, but it has to be. That is the only way that we can get the truth out there, because no one believes hearsay. No one believes the tales that the black community has been telling for years, that there's been police brutality. Everyone thinks that it's an overreaction. But now that it's right in their face and they can see that it's not just people who are breaking the law, thugs, people who are stealing. You know, this woman was just driving down the street. She got pulled over for absolutely nothing and got taken to jail. So you have to have everything on television, unfortunately, for people to actually believe it.
Okay, Maria?
It's great that we do have the cameras and everything, but also it doesn't mean that we're going to get the justice that we deserve because it's there, but it is definitely great for the people to see it. And especially like with this editing and things like that happening. I mean, it's a sad situation, but it's definitely a help.
Okay, very good. We're going to skip over a topic. I mean, we found some legs down in New Haven Green. We're going to move on. We found some legs down by the train station in New Haven. Unfortunately, we can say that all our legs are here, so that we know that it was not us. The identity of the legs, does it matter the identity of these legs?
Oh, yeah, it's a person.
Okay, if they were Mexican legs, does it matter?
Yes, it's a person.
It's a person. Okay,
Who
where's
is
the
it?
rest of the body?
We don't know, maybe.
No
I'm
idea.
suspecting. Okay, I'm suspecting that's our floor manager Luna that's talking off the side here. But no, so with the legs, so there's no one here. If the legs are white, Mexican, or any other race, does it matter? No, it does not.
No.
It's a human
Absolutely
being.
not.
It's a human
Okay.
being.
We want to know who
All
they
right.
are.
Well, then who do they belong to? Because that is.
Someone got hit by a train. I don't know if the conductor just hit the other part. I don't know. Or if they're just still on the train traveling the world. I don't
Okay,
know.
very good. Oof, that's disgusting. And
We
hideous.
got to find
Yeah.
it.
Let you know, I don't want you to write the movie because that was gory. Thank you. And so
Traveling
on the
pants.
final note, Tony Harp wants to change the way we view transportation to New Haven. That she wants to take public transportation to come into New Haven to conduct business in downtown New Haven. But will it work?
I mean, is she planning to build the infrastructure that's needed for people to take more public transportation? Like,
We want to see the plan more.
I got to see the plan.
All right.
Yeah.
I can see that for the people that actually work downtown to save parking. But for people who are conducting business that may be in and out 5-10 minutes, it makes no sense to take
Yeah.
a bus all the
an
way
hour
into New
trip.
Haven
I
to
agree.
add
I
travel
agree.
time.
Yeah.
I don't like public transportation. I'm not taking it personally, but for the people that don't have their own transportation, more power to them. They can continue to use it, but I like driving my car.
But that makes a good point. For the people who actually need the public transportation, why are you going to crowd the buses with other people who actually, don't need it? They have their own transportation. So you don't want to crowd out the people who actually use it every single day and need it and rely on it.
Yeah, I think that
Unless you're adding more buses. That's why I need to see the plan.
See, that's the whole thing. I agree with Stephen that most of the traffic volume that happens in downtown New Haven during business hours, people are conducting probably the most negative of businesses downtown. They're either paying taxes, going to courthouse. I mean, there is nothing fun.
How about
going
get all
on
that
there.
online?
Exactly.
Online.
I think that yes,
online.
maybe the
I hate
infrastructure
going
of
there.
New Haven, downtown New Haven, needs to get a little bit up to date so that people
Yes.
don't have to go to City Hall for a lot of
Right.
things that they go down
Exactly.
there for,
That
and
would
also
be
down to the
wonderful.
courthouse where a lot of people have to go down.
We have to
for.
go.
I pay
I
my
mean,
parking tickets online now.
and
so.
then the thing is that yes, there's no parking downtown, and I don't see the people who work downtown is different too. I don't see them. I don't see people people from Yale who come in from the burbs wanting to take a bus in. They work hard, they got their money, they got their ride. They want to get in and out of New Haven just in case those legs come up again. So they don't want to spend no more time in New Haven than they have to. So if I gotta take public transportation,
But I
exactly.
mean, you can still do a park and ride. I mean,
you can try to
just
do all that
outside
stuff.
of New Haven, all of these little neighboring towns,
Yeah.
you can do a park and ride.
Or you could call Uber to come pick you up.
I mean, Yale does give an incentive, though. Yale does give an incentive if you do a commuter, carpool, or you bike to work, or you do other things that you get. There's an incentive. I think you get money in your check, actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you save money.
So there you go. So you save money. So there is incentive for Yale, but there's no really incentive for anyone else who has a business downtown.
No, just
outside
Yale.
of, I want to get in and out. I mean, and they should have known this. They put Gateway downtown, so they soaked up a lot of parking down there. They should have known this was coming. It's not a surprise. Downtown parking, and if that's the biggest issue that you think New Haven has, really, transportation and using public transportation, then we need to take a closer look at what we're doing.
Well, you know what they could do too, because they do this in New York, that companies purchase passes, like subway passes for their employees, but they get a write-off of that. So encourage the businesses to go and get those bus passes for their employees. They get a write-off, and the employees get their bus pass at a discount.
So, but where are you going to leave your car in a safe place in New Haven to bus it in?
I don't know. That's what they
got-
have to build for.
Park and ride lots. I told you.
They could use that.
They could do that.
Okay, well, there you go. Park and ride
Gotta
lots.
get smart about
Okay,
it.
is it better to just have shuttles going to the park and rides than trying to say, hey, this public transportation?
Shuttles will work.
Yeah, sure.
Because
Direct in and
that's the
out.
whole thing. Is a shuttle. You need a shuttle from
Yeah.
a public situation. And maybe people pay for the shuttle.
Shuttle's
don't see
faster.
them jumping on the thing.
No.
So I would like to say real quick. I don't know. Was that Walter? What did Walter say? What Walter's telling you, Luna? 5 minutes. Okay, thank you, Walter. Walter, our marvelous director, who is our crew this morning doing it live. Luna is floor managing and on cameras.
All right, Luna.
Never seen a 7-year-old get on
That's
the
right.
wicked cyclone and turn around the next day and show up to work like it's nothing. It's pretty impressive. That's impressive. You've
Yeah.
seen other adults crying. So anyway,
She's gonna ask for a bonus after this.
yeah, of course she is. It's always a bonus. She's never happy. So I mean, but you guys are not using public transportation when it comes to New Haven, not even for the nightlife either. So they just say there was a shuttle in East Haven to come to New Haven just to party, and that shuttle takes you
mean the
back to
drunk
New
bus?
Haven. The drunk bus. Do you take a drunk bus in and out of town?
First of all, I don't party in New Haven.
Okay, well, here, you know what? Let's switch to topics real quick and just touch
Yale
on that.
shuttle
Now,
downtown
we
is the
noticed
drunk
that, we were talking about online real quick. The Yale shuttle does that, but that's for Yaleys. I can't jump on the Yale shuttle.
no.
I mean, well, I guess I can, but anyway.
You can go
I
anywhere.
can go anywhere. Yeah, I'm the unofficial do whatever I want guy. So real quick, we talk about this a lot of times off topic here. But there's nowhere for us to go. All the black bars, can we call them, are closed. From Newt's that was on Whaley Avenue. I saw the Owl's Nest get shut down, which was
oh my
one of the
gosh.
last strongholds. The Cardinals is gone. I mean, we can go through a list of these places that I grew up hanging out as an underage guy, which unfortunately. But anyway, it was kind of cool. The only place left is the Ebony Lounge. Because everything is. Maria's like, I don't even know what that is. You don't want to do it. But they just say this. There's the only thing that's left is Shadows, Talk of the Town, and what's the place that we go to up here in Hampden? Linens.
Oh, Lennon's?
Linens?
Yeah.
The restaurant?
Like
Yes.
that.
The
They go
restaurant.
for-
Okay, yeah.
So outside of those three,
Plug,
for
plug, plug.
minorities, I mean, for our age group that wants to hang lounge, I mean, those for like R&B laid back, those are the only three options we have, and none of them are New Haven. Is it
For the
or is
Latin
it-
ones too, people going out to
For lands,
Pokey all
yes,
far.
and they got to go land quarters on. Not even because land quarters in New York is closed, but they go out to party. Is there a place for people of color to really party in New Haven left? And should there be? And what do we want to see? Go ahead, Bob.
Like I said, people are leaving, they go to Mohegan, they go someplace else, or New York, and they go to upstate New York to go party. So, yeah, there really. But is there, like Bridgeport used to be a place, Hartford, there were places. So I guess it's all around going down. So yeah, there should be, and there isn't. So how do we fix it? I don't know.
I think because of the violence that have happened in the clubs, people don't want issues. So, they don't go out as much. I think our generation tends to do more happy hour than anything, just because, we have lives. A lot of us have kids. So you're able to go out and still be able to get back with your family and do what you need to do in your normal life.
All right, so you basically need more happy hours.
More
then.
happy hours.
Yeah.
I'm not really a clubber, but I don't know of too many places. But I do know of other people like that will start like day parties and things like that to try to keep things going. And then Terminal 110, like I've been there a couple times, and that's usually like the only minority crowd that I usually see as far as like a club type place. But I don't really go clubbing. But it would be nice to have a nice minority
real quick. How can
lounge.
I know about it, but I don't be doing it?
I might have been invited a couple times.
I drove by.
But I'm not a clubber, like a regular clubber, but I've been to certain parties and things like that. But as far as like a really nice lounge to go hear like really good jazz music or R&B, something like that, no, I don't know of any spots like that.
Yeah, live music.
Live.
that?
I mean, we used to be at Humphreys. Used to do some live jazz and stuff. You know, Ron Lawrence.
And they do actually at the what's that? The Owl
Lily
Place.
Pad.
They do the
Lily Pad on
the
Mondays,
Lily Pad, yeah,
Tuesdays.
the
but
cigar bar. They do
Oh,
jazz,
the
but I don't want to go in
outside,
there and like be under that smoke all the time. So that's a problem.
yeah, that's
Cigars
true.
are wonderful. What's wrong with you?
There's only so much I can handle. Period.
So there is a lack of adult entertainment that's viable. That's that can get people to socialize and bring people together and feel safe and comfortable. I mean, especially late night. So yes, there are happy hours. But I'm talking about more like late night entertainment, places where you want to go hang out, have a drink after hours. Kids in bed, you got
More
someone to watch it for a couple.
right,
Yeah, that's
right.
more
Not looking for
mature.
the little
That's not
teeny boppers. Yeah,
all in
no.
your ear. You can't even talk.
And
Yeah.
New Haven used to be the spot for that. People used to come from all around to come to New Haven
Really?
for the nightlife.
There you go.
Yeah, there were bars and clubs and places all over.
Yeah,
in
you could
every
just go
different
from
section.
place to place.
I hear people talking about the food though in New Haven. People like the restaurants.
Well,
This
yeah,
is so good.
granted, there's
food's
lots of
so
food
good.
and it's delicious. Well, listen, we only have a minute left in the show. Real quick, we don't do no party shots this week. Is that okay?
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
No, that's
'cause,
fine.
Stephen had nothing to say anyway. Great. So, for behalf of Marita, Stephen, Bonnie, and myself, Jose, thank you very much for watching the Minority Report for this month. And real quick, I want to give a shout out and a rest in peace. For some reason, we're losing a lot of community leaders. Larry Young passed away this past month. He was another community leader out there that did a lot. Very positive individual. We're so thankful and grateful for everything that he did. And he was another example that we need to follow, especially the youth in New Haven. So unfortunately, for us, we lost another good one. For Walter Bradley, who's back there as a director, Luna, and again, the staff here at Citizens Television, thank you very much for watching us. Stay tuned for next month, where you don't ever know who's on the panel here at the Minority Report.